chicken bowl, chicken bowl. I like the chicken bowl. One chicken bowl. Can I have a chicken bowl? Just dance on your Sunday shoes. Let's dance. Just dance. Put on your Sunday shoes. How many calories are in a chicken bowl?
like a fucking animal, and I'm you like a fucking animal, and I'm gonna act like a fucking animal, you know? Treating you like a fucking animal, and I'm gonna act like a fucking animal, you know? Treating you like a fucking animal, and I'm gonna act like a fucking animal, you know? Treating you like a fucking animal, and I'm gonna act like a fucking animal, you know? Bottom line, dude, I get all these companies, dog, they're hitting me up for shout-outs, which is cool as fuck. But real talk, dog, in construction, electrical, whether you're at the strip club, bro, getting a lap dance, fuck, whatever you're doing in life, dog, whatever the hustle is, bro. Most of us, dog, we got hella fucking bad reviews, dog, online, dude, and don't know what the fuck to do about it, bro. You know what I mean, dog? So, you know, dude, here's why you need to hit up my little homie, T-Dog, bro. Up at fucking the Reputation MD in LA, dude. This dude.
We need to get R.A. the Rugged Man on the show.
We do. Yeah, he's dope. He's dope.
You ever work with him, Les?
Yeah. Actually, we done a few things together. You know, I did some stuff for his album. He did some stuff on my album. Yeah. One of the best, man. Like lyricists, you know.
Yep. Yeah, he's dope. Dope as fuck.
People always slept on Rugged since the beginning, and it's like I'm like listening to him like, yo, this guy's insane, B. Crazy, no doubt. Rugged.
What about Ian here?
Joe Rogan Experience.
Drink by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
Hello, Nate.
Joe.
Good to see you,
Good
my
to see you,
friend.
buddy.
It was fun last night. It's fun.
It was fun. Yeah. Yeah, that worked out great. I came here, to go do a spot. I was in two very different environments. Just a corporate gig and then the Vulcan. It was, but it was awesome. Awesome to see your hour. It's tight, my friend.
Thank you.
It really was. It was very fun.
Thank you.
Which was, I'm a big fan of fun.
Me too.
Yeah. I like stuff's not getting as fun anymore. It was fun. It's like you can see when everybody's watching something and it's like they're just having a good time. It's just a fun, what comedy is. Stand up is, you're like, enjoy it. Let's have fun.
I think there's still people doing that.
Oh,
There's a lot of people who've kind of lost their way.
It's, and I think you're going to see a separation, though. I think it will be, it's people that are going to, not want to go on, they don't want to go on the road anymore. And it's a lot to go do stand-up. And so I think you're going to see the pandemic almost split it to be all right, who did whatever they had to do shows where they did them outside. They, are try to stay funny.
Right.
During the pandemic. Versus just collapsing on themselves and not being funny. And it's a muscle.
Have you noticed how many people have gotten very, very political on Twitter, during the pandemic?
Yeah.
It became especially comedians, and this, I'm not trying to be mean, but who are not that good, and we're not that successful.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They were kind of hanging on, and now you go to their fucking Twitter feed, and it's just...
I'm sorting through it. What are you doing here?
I want to grab something. Kids are practice.
This political extravaganza.
Yeah.
It's, and they go deep. They're like people who know, third string quarterbacks that play for colleges. That's how they handle.
Yeah.
That's how they handle politics.
Yeah.
They'll talk about obscure senators from North Dakota. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. We should know who they are.
Yeah. They're obsessed with it in this very weird way. It's I think they're distracting themselves in the fact that their career is kind of gone, and so now they're just mostly concentrating on politics.
I think it's and two, for
What up?
some, I always look at it as a cash grab. Sometimes it's it's a quick, all right, you think some steam on this kind of thing, maybe some tweets or some, whatever you feel like you're being, you're having a lot of reaction in the Twitter world. And so you think all right, this is I'll do this as a career. You're trying to pick your lane.
Right.
And then they go down that lane, and that lane just can't sustain. It's like when you go watch a stand-up comedy, you have to have an act. People will go watch someone for once. But if they do not have an act, no one's going to come back.
Right.
An act is what it's about. You go to Vegas, you still go to Vegas. David Copperfield has to do an act.
Right.
That's why that's why Carrot Top's been in Vegas for 30 years, or whatever he's been there. Because there's an act.
Right.
And you're I bought this, and I'm watching this for 1 hour, and it was entertaining, and I leave and I have a good time. You have to create an act. It can't be this trick. That's kind of I'll trick you to get in the door, and then you can go watch it. I see it with there's some, you see people on Instagram, and I don't know them, like, some of them are like these rappers, and they have like 5 million followers or something, and you're like, is this guy, or is he like super famous or something? And then, but you're like, I don't know if he is, like, I think it's like he's famous on Instagram. Like, he's famous for people watching that, but you're like, I don't know if this guy's selling tickets, or, and I don't know, I'm sure it's more than just, I've just seen a couple of the rappers, as I started following one, because I was like, I was like curious to be like, what's this dude's life? Like, you just want to watch him. He's doing some, they're doing rock venues, and they're doing all this, and they have millions of followers, and they have all the stuff, the watches, and you're like, I'm just like, is this guy, is that guy going to sell out Madison Square Garden? And I don't know if it is. I mean, maybe it is, maybe I'm completely wrong, but it's the fascinating, you get this audience that's on board with you with social media, but like, they're not going to translate, they're not going to go with you for your career. People want to grow with their people, I think. If you like someone, you're like, I'd like to grow, like, you see them have a family, and then they have this, and they kind of just keep talking about their evolution of life. And that's what you enjoy watching. Like,
yeah, and that's like the whole process when you put out a special, developing new material and making sure that it's up to snuff, and then recording again. It's like, how many years? What is your process in terms of like how much time do you do between specials?
This one, I take the last one in 2020, because it came out in early 21, and I'm taping the next one in September in Phoenix.
So roughly 2 years.
Yeah, it comes, a special will come out, because it all times out about the same.
Yeah.
So 2 years. And I think that's good, and I don't think you should, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And doing it more than that, I think, is too much. And then,
I did 3 2 years in a row. I did 2014, 16, and 18.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
And then I was gonna do 20, but then the pandemic hit, and I really didn't do stand-up for quite a while. And then I realized that when I started doing stand-up again, having a little bit more time with the material, like, really made it tighten up more. Like, I feel like everything's way tighter now. Like, this set, it's also working in Texas, because we've been doing, these regular sets at Vulcan Gas Company, and Creek in the Cave, and so I'm headlining all the time, so I'm doing an hour. So instead of doing like 15-minute sets,
Thank you very
all
much.
this material, so it's very tight. And I've just been doing it a lot over and over again. And then I've been touring on the weekends, so I've been doing arenas, and theaters, comedy clubs, like all these different kinds of venues on purpose, like different size venues. And I feel like more time's better. I feel like this is like the tightest one I've ever had, and it's got the most laughs of any special that I've ever had. And I feel like 4 years, which is what it will be when this one comes out, like to snuff, and then
keep talking about their evolution of life, and that's what you enjoy watching. Like,
yeah, and that's like the whole process when you put out a special of developing new material, and then making sure.
Well, like, some of them are like these rappers, and they have like 5 million followers or something, and you're like, is this guy, or is he like super famous or something? And then, but you're like, I don't know if he is. Like, I think it's like he's famous on Instagram. Like, he's famous for people watching that, but you're like, I don't know if this guy's selling tickets, or, and I don't know, I'm sure it's more than just, I've just seen a couple of the rappers. As I started following one, because I was like, I was like curious to be like, well, what's this dude's life? Like, you just want to watch him. He's doing some, they're doing rock venues, and they're doing all this, and they have millions of followers, and they have all the stuff, the watches, and you're like, I'm just like, is this guy, is that guy going to sell out Madison Square Garden? And I don't know if it is. I mean, maybe it is, maybe I'm completely wrong, but it's the fascinating, you get this audience that's on board with you with social media, like, they're not going to translate, they're not going to go with you for your career. People want to grow with
Alright,
people,
next.
I think. If you like someone, you're like,
No more geek bars, bro. No geek bars. Yeah, they're dry right now. There's a shortage. Come on through, man. Just come by. We're here till 10.
They're asking for key bars.
Yeah. Told me. No.
What is this?
Just discount stuff trying to get rid of.
You know what, Dennis? You can't have it out like that. I mean, I guess it's already out like this. You should get a small discount, but just put it in here.
I don't want to throw that away because there's like 8 boxes, bro. Juice is sitting there for the garage.
Hopefully people buy this. This stuff might.
So tomorrow, Frank, I'm laying everything out. He's going to determine what to put on a shelf and what to throw in the bin. The stuff that I know goes in the bin, I'm putting in the bin right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. This is
That made sense?
yeah, that's fine. The country clouds, we can return these, you know that. Our lady will give us credit for it.
Really?
No, yeah, she'll give us credit.
Well, I got all the juice out of the garage now, so this is everything.
Tomorrow we'll
There's
try to
a-
make room in the back.
There's a couple more boxes on the behind the fridge and here.
If anybody wants to ever come in and ask if we're selling, just say this store turned into a toy store a long time ago. That's it.
Yeah, we're getting rid of the juice right now if they look at it.
They've been trying to liquidate it. We're trying to liquidate it for since last year.
Is anyone with the kids?
No, I'm heading back. I told you.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude.
Like, I'd like to grow, like,
Sure.
you see them have a family, and then they have this, and they kind of just keep talking about their evolution of life. And that's what you enjoy watching. Like,
Yeah, and that's like the whole process when you put out a special of developing new material and then making sure that it's up to snuff and then recording again and this like how many years what is your process in terms of like how much time do you do in between specials?
this one, I taped the last one in 2020 because it came out in early 21, and I'm taping the next one in September in Phoenix.
So roughly 2 years.
Yeah, it comes a special will come out. Yeah, because it all times out about the same.
Yeah.
So 2 years, and I think that's good. And I don't think you should. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And doing it more than that, I think, is too much. And then
I did 3 2 years in a row. I did 2014, 16, and 18.
yeah, I think that's too much.
And then I was gonna do 20, but then the pandemic hit, and I really didn't do stand-up for quite a while. And then I realized that when I started doing stand-up again, having a little bit more time with the material, like, really made it tighten up more.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I feel like everything's way tighter now. Like, this set, it's also working in Texas, because we've been doing, these regular sets at Vulcan Gas Company, and Creek in the Cave, and so I'm headlining all the time, so I'm doing an hour. So instead of doing like 15-minute sets, I'm doing like all this material, so it's very tight. I've just been doing it a lot over and over again. And then I've been touring on the weekends, so I've been doing arenas, and theaters, and comedy clubs, like all these different kinds of venues on purpose, like different size venues. And I feel like more time's better. I feel like this is like the tightest one I've ever had, and it's got the most laughs of any special that I've ever had. And I feel like 4 years, which is what it will be when this one comes out, I feel like that is even better. It's even better than 2.
You get to be with it a lot.
Yeah, and you get to like have much more material too, right? So I have like a whole extra hour. So I have this hour, and then I have the B-side stuff that I can like build up and turn into like 8 bits.
Yeah.
So like once I abandon this special and put it out, I'll have stuff to work with.
Yeah, I believe the road is, I think you write more on the road. Because when you have more time on stage, you're just not as like doing sets and doing spots are like, that's how you get stuff tight. And that's what you need at the beginning, is to learn how to be tight. But, if you you go back to New York, you do 10-minute spots, and you're like, well, I feel like I got a murder. Like, you can't, like, sit for a second.
Right.
And when you got a long time, I can sit because I know the next thing's going to be work.
Right.
And then you can really, like, be like, let me just see if I can mess around with this a little bit here, because there's not as much pressure as, like, you mess with one bit, and then your bits just get longer.
Yeah.
And when you start doing, I've noticed from going to clubs, to theaters, like, when I first started headlining in clubs, it was, doing 45 minutes was tough. I would get tired. I remember just talking that long. Like, you're like, I've never, you're just like, how do people even do it? You hit 35 minutes and you're like, I'm out of everything. I've done every closer I've ever come up with. And so now you're just trying to get out of the set. And then the longer you do it, then you start getting into theaters. And I'm not I don't move around a lot, like all this, but like you just like everything just expands. Because there's more people, it's just a different, it's pretty wild. It's a pretty different thing. And it's fun to learn it. It's fun to get to do it.
Some guys get stuck in that city mentality, and they keep doing those 15-minute sets. And those 15-minute sets or 10-minute sets are great, but if you want to headline, it's not the same. It's not like you just don't string 10 of those sets together. Like, you really have to develop an actual hour. If you're gonna do an hour, you can't just take 4 15-minute sets and sort of. You really want it to flow, and the only way.
But if you you go back to New York, you do 10-minute spots, and you're like, well, I feel like I got a murder. Like, you can't like sit for a second.
Right.
And when you got a long time, I can sit because I know the next thing's going to be work.
Right.
And then you can really like be like, let me just see if I can mess around with this a little bit here, because there's not as much pressure as like, you mess with one bit, and then your bits just get longer.
Yeah.
And when you start doing, I've noticed from going to clubs, to theaters, like when I first started headlining in clubs, it was, I mean, doing 45 minutes was tough. I would get tired. I remember just talking that long. Like, you're like, I've never, you're just like, how do people even do it? You hit 35 minutes and you're like, I'm out of everything. I've done every closer I've ever come up with. And so now you're just trying to get out of the set. And then the longer you do it, then you start getting into theaters. And I'm not I don't move around a lot, like all this, but like you just like everything just expands. Because there's more people, there's more, it's just it's pretty wild. It's a pretty different thing. And it's fun to learn it. It's fun to get to do it.
Some guys get stuck in that city mentality and they keep doing those 15-minute sets. And those 15-minute sets or 10-minute sets are great. But if you want a headline, it's not the same. It's not like you just don't string 10 of those sets together. Like, you really have to develop an actual hour. If you're gonna do an hour, you can't just take 4 15-minute sets. It's sort of, you really want it to flow. And the only way to get the sense of the right way to do it is to do that hour. And I think that fucks guys when they only do the city and then they try to go on the road and headline, and you see them in their fucking hotel room in a panic with like stacks of notes, like trying to piece their act together.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a show. It's I love making stuff like really go into the next thing. Like, that's how you remember your act.
Right.
Is you're like, well, the only thing that could come after this is this. Like, you're talking, I'm talking about my kid, then I'm talking about my wife. Well, like, they go together.
Right.
And so you put them together, and then you put all this stuff together. And that's the aspect of creating a show. And that's where, you see young comics or even young entertainers, it's like, that's why it's like, do an act, dude. Like, you got to create, even in a 5-minute thing, at least have a system.
Yeah.
That you're like, I'm starting with this, I'm going to close with this, and I'm going to try to make them make it seem like I'm not going in between each thing.
Unless you're one of those non sequitur guys. I've always felt like those guys have the hardest job. Like the Mitch Hedberg types or the Stephen Wright types. Those guys who just do, here's another joke, here's another, like William Montgomery does. It's just like, here's a joke, here's another joke. It's like, whew, how do you remember all that?
I don't know. That's a lot. I mean, it's just because it's if you talk about yourself and it's personal, you're like, well, at least it's your opinion, it's your point of view. So
hey, how's it
I
going?
think then it makes everything becomes funny because it's your point of view. So if I'm watching you, I'm buying into you.
What's
So I
up,
want
buddy?
you
How
to
can
go
I
to
help
the grocery store. And I'll see what Joe Rogan does at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's a lot more opportunity for that. And then that would make me nervous with those guys. That's why it is amazing to be able to write these jokes, to be actual joke writers, which is, this stand-up was. It's how stand-up started, just this joke writing. And to be able to do that and just crank out these jokes, it's unreal.
I love the fact there's so many different styles too. I really do love the fact that there are these like absurdist, non sequitur guys, and then there's other guys like you tell like stories. You tell like long stories, and people get sucked into your rhythm. It was very fun watching you last night going on after Tony too. So Tony's on stage last night, and for everybody who wasn't there, and Jamie, and some lady starts fucking screaming at him. She starts screaming at him, some like super lefty liberal lady calling him a sexist. And Tony says, how am I a sexist? I'm literally the most feminine man you'll meet all night. and he starts going into all the different bits where he makes fun of himself. And he's like, I mock my own masculinity, and you're telling me I'm a sexist? It was very funny. And she was unhinged though.
Yeah, she left.
So it was all this craziness. Well, he has a bit about the C word. So it was that bit that set her off. That was like, that's it! And she fucking blew a fuse. And then you went on afterwards.
All the
No
rewards
curse
system,
words.
they took it out, they're getting,
Like you just took control of the room and started telling your stories. And it was great, man. It was really fun to watch. It was really fun to watch the transition. And the fucking timing was so good, dude. Really fun. I just love when I haven't seen you in a while, and it's great to be able to watch like a comic just that
Oh,
you're
this color
clearly
done?
like super tight. You've been on the road. It's real obvious. Like everything's nice and polished.
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch you shift the gears of the room too.
That was a good. That's why like New York was great because it's like you learned how to do that.
Or you have to.
You have to because you're
All
following.
right, thanks,
Who knows?
Who knows what?
And it's why you're following because they're going to murder. You're following Greer Barnes, Ben Bailey, and I remember them like they were Wilson Vince. They would murder, and then you'd have to go up behind them. And then I had this rhythm, and I talked slower and all this. The grocery store, and also
Right.
what Joe Rogan does at the grocery.
Yeah.
And so like there's a lot more opportunity for that, and then that would make me nervous with those guys. That's why it is amazing to be able to write these jokes, to be actual joke writers. Which is, this stand-up was. It's how stand-up started,
Yeah.
just this joke writing. And to be able to do that and just crank.
Right types. Those guys who just do here's another joke, here's another like William Monty does it. It's just like here's a joke, here's another joke. It's like, whew, how do you remember all that?
I don't know. That's a lot. I mean, it's just because it's if you talk about yourself and it's personal, you're like, well, at least it's your opinion, it's your point of view. So I think then it makes everything becomes funny because it's your point of view. So if I'm watching you, I'm buying into you. So I want you to go to the grocery store. And I'll see what Joe Rogan does at the grocery store. And so like there's a lot more opportunity for that. And then that would make me nervous with those guys. That's why it is amazing to be able to write these jokes, to be actual joke writers, which is, this stand-up was. It's how stand-up started, just this joke writing. And to be able to do that and just crank out these jokes, it's unreal.
I love the fact there's so many different styles too. I really do love the fact that there are these like absurdist, non sequitur guys, and then there's other guys like you. You tell like stories. You tell like long stories, and people get sucked into your rhythm. It was very fun watching you last night going on after Tony too.
Yeah.
So Tony's on stage last night for everybody who wasn't there, and Jamie. And some lady starts fucking screaming at him. She starts screaming at him, some like super lefty liberal lady calling him a sexist. And Tony says, how am I a sexist? I'm literally the most feminine man you'll meet all night. and he starts going into all the different bits where he makes fun of himself. He's like, I already said that about myself. And he goes, I mock my own masculinity. And you're telling me I'm a sexist? It was very funny. And they wound up she was unhinged, though.
Yeah, she left.
So it was all this craziness. Well, he has a bit about the C word. So it was that bit that set her off. That was like, that's it! And she fucking blew a fuse. And then you went on afterwards, no curse words, like you just took control of the room and started telling your stories. And it was great, man. It was really fun to watch. It was really fun to watch the transition. And your fucking timing was so good, dude. Really fun. I just love when I haven't seen you in a while, and it's great to be able to watch like a comic just that you're clearly like super tight. You've been on the road. It's real obvious. Like everything's nice and polished.
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch you shift the gears of the room too.
That's why like New York was great. Because it's like you learned how to do that.
Or you have to.
You have to. Because you're following who knows what.
Who knows what.
And it's why you're following because they're going to murder. You're following Greer Barnes and Ben Bailey. And I remember them, like they were Wilson Vince. They would murder. And then you'd have to go up behind them. And then I had this rhythm and I talked slower and all this. So you had to learn very quickly how do I get you to come to me?
Right.
Because if I can't match energy, that's a big one that's always one that I don't ever, people always say like, well, advice would you give yourself? Like, I'm not a big, like, I've learned everything because of all the stuff that I've felt. But if you just remind yourself, like, just do you.
Yeah.
And just get into your rhythm. You can't match what other people do.
It makes you tighten your stuff up, though. It does make you put, like, you have to edit things well. Like, when you're going on after killers and you have to establish that you know what you're doing, like, the audience has to get some confidence in you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're following the worst people to follow, or they don't really have them anymore, they're kind of rare now, but music acts.
Yeah.
You ever follow a music act?
Oh, yeah.
So what I mean by music guy, I don't mean like musician folks for folks at home. I mean like a comedy music guy who sings comedy songs, and they usually suck. But they usually have something to do with like getting your dick sucked or shit in your pants.
You got this sound amazing. You're like, that sounds unbelievable.
Fucking, where's this guy playing? I want to hear about shit in your pants. But yeah, they would fucking kill, and they had music. So like, I shit my pants, you know. And then you're on afterwards. So took my daughter to the park the other day.
Yeah, it's such a weird.
And you have to, like, it has to be, the stuff that you say first has to somehow or another establish who you are.
Yeah.
And you have to, like, get them.
And
so
how
they're
quick.
interested.
You gotta get them quick.
Yeah. They have to be interested in you.
You gotta learn, the thing I learned in New York is like, you gotta make them laugh as quick as you can.
Yes.
And so it's like, what can I do to get you in my rhythm, and what's the quickest laugh I can get to? So you can kind of reset the tone. Because if you follow something, an act like that, or someone that murders or something, it might take a couple jokes, even if they're good jokes, just to like reset the room and then be like, all right,
Yeah.
now I got you. Because you only have 10 minutes. You
Yeah.
only have 15 minutes, like, so it's tough.
That was the store, too. That was a big thing about the store. It's like you're going on after arena acts. Like, you know, Fall Sebastian. And,
Oh, yeah.
It's like there's all these killers. Louis C.K. stops in. Jesus Christ. Like, on any night, you're following just assassins.
I remember doing, I was doing a Tonight Show.
Hello.
And I was going to go run it at Golf.
Good, how about you?
And this was when Louis was hosting
I need a
SNL.
new day.
And so I was going to get it go up like first, and then Louis came in to run his SNL that he was going to do on SNL, and I had to follow that. Which he was like, ended up being fine, but it was like Louis, like that set that he did was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he went on, and I mean just murder, like. And it's Louis C.K. and he's hosting SNL. I mean, it's everything.
Yeah.
And then it's like, comes Nate Burgess to do a Tonight Show, and everybody's like, whatever. You know, it's like fun. And you're just up there trying to do your job. You know, because you feel like you're like, I'm trying to get into it.
Yeah.
But I learned you would say, so you have to learn stuff. Like I learned then, like that, I would walk up like, obviously the show is peaked. And like, it's enough to get a laugh.
Right.
To set, you know, like, yeah, we get what we all just saw.
Right.
Let me just try to get back into it, and then just do your act.
When I was living in LA in the 90s, I got to follow Richard Pryor 5 weeks in a row, 5 or 6 weeks in a row. And it was when Richard Pryor was dying. And so, it might have been the 2000s by then. But either way, he was very sick. And he was in a wheelchair. And so they would carry him to the stage. So essentially, like Marilyn Martinez's husband and Chewy Chewy was the door guy. They would walk him all the way to the stage, like kind of like support his body weight all the way to the stage, and then get him to a seat. And his voice was so feeble that they had to crank the sound up really loud, like. And he'd be like, I always love pussy. and he had like a drink with him, but it was, he was just trying to.
And then you got to go after him, and it's like a whole thing to get him back off stage. Yeah. It's not like you get to go right up. You're like, it's going to be about 10 minutes before we get him down.
Well, not only that, but at the store, we do it like we did at the Vulcan. We tag team. Next, I would bring up the next guy.
He'd bring you up?
Oh, okay.
He didn't. The piano man brought me up.
Yeah.
Because they have to carry him out of there.
Yeah.
So they would come back on stage and grab Richard Pryor, and then the piano man would be like, who was Jeff Scott, rest in peace. And he would go, Richard Pryor, ladies and gentlemen, and now please welcome Joe Rogan. And I was just fucking, and I'm pretty sure it was in the 90s because I was in my 20s, and I was just like, what am I doing? Following Richard Pryor.
Yeah, that's wild. Well, to be able to see that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That you cross paths enough to get to see, to see him, even at that stage.
It was a full circle for me because the first time I ever really saw stand-up was I was 15 years old. My parents took me to see Live at the Sunset Strip.
Oh, wow.
I'll never forget.
Yeah.
I was in the movie theater watching these people flop around in their seats, laughing so hard they couldn't even sit still. They were just like falling down. And I remember looking around the theater going, I can't believe how funny this is. This is so funny, and all he's doing is talking. Because I thought about like Stripes, which was this amazing funny movie. Like, it wasn't this funny. This guy's so funny, and he's just talking. Like, it's incredible.
Just words.
And that had like a permanent effect on me. And now, I mean, I didn't think back then, oh, I want to be a comedian, because that was when I was doing martial arts, and that's all I thought about. But I couldn't imagine how funny it was. I was like, this is incredible. I've never seen anything like that. Because the only comedy I'd ever seen other than that was like The Tonight Show.
Yeah.
I'd see like, you know, Richard Jenney do a set on The Tonight Show. I used to love watching like the comedians on The Tonight Show. And like Evening at the Improv, I used to love that. But I just couldn't believe how funny it was. Like blown away. Like I thought about it for months.
Well, being in that room and seeing that, where like you said, like people are just like losing.
Yeah.
That's pretty special. I mean, it's crazy, because it is crazy to think of a stand-up. It's just talking. It's straight up just your words.
Yeah.
I always find it very interesting to, even when you get your act, you know when they're going to laugh, which is always kind of, because laughing it's hard to make someone laugh, and then sometimes you're like I know about here.
Yeah.
They're going to laugh.
When I say live on the Sunset Strip, I don't mean actually being on the Sunset Strip.
Just that hour.
The movie.
Yeah.
It was a movie that was in the movie
Oh.
theaters. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was in a movie theater.
Oh, well,
Which
that's
was
crazy.
Well, it was crazy, but it was also, it's one of the best ways to see a comedy special, because it's like you're in the crowd.
Yeah.
It's like you're hearing everybody else laugh too. Like there's a contagiousness to it. But no, I was in Boston. Well, I wasn't on the Sunset Strip.
That would be an interesting way to do specials.
Well, that's how some people, like Gabriel Iglesias, he released a special in the movies. And then I think Kevin Hart did too.
Yeah.
But that's all recently. Most people recently have not been releasing specials.
It's almost like that would be a good way to do it.
Right, because
You know, there's a crowd.
Yeah.
Not that it's less.
You know, they're not super long. It's like, it would be I think I would enjoy watching a special. It'd be the best experience you could have.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's the next evolution of stand-up, like you sell tickets, like, or streaming, you know, like that way, where, you know, you go to a place and, you know, people will all watch it together. Because, like, watching a stand-up special at home is great, but it's not as good as, like, watching it with a lot of people around.
No.
Comedy is a weird thing, right? Like, I can enjoy music by myself, but
Yeah, from Smock.
going to see a comic with other people is way better than just going by yourself.
That's what you're selling.
Yeah.
Event.
Yeah.
It's being out.
It's also, there's a weird thing that happens when people get in a room together. It happens with music too, when you're sharing an experience. And it makes it better because there's all these other people that are sharing it with you. And comedy's like the best for that. Because like when other people are laughing, like you smile too. Like it's like, hey, this is fucking funny.
Right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Like I'll never forget, we were doing a show once. And someone was on stage, Killer, and this lady, I wasn't up yet. I was just sitting on the side of the road, the side of the stage, or the back of the stage, by the store, the back of the room. And this lady just looks at me. She's like, "Oh my God, this is so funny!" Just looking around for people to laugh with.
Yeah.
And I was like, like she's like, everybody's just joining in.
Yeah.
Like people are looking at each other. The other team was like, ah! And seeing people laugh, like, oh, it adds to it. It makes it, it's a communal experience.
I agree. I think it's it'd be very interesting to do stuff like that, like, and to do it, because it is, you're selling, like, that's why going to live shows are so great, because you're just next to each other. You start laughing. I mean, that's like when you show someone stand up. I was telling you before, like with Adele, we had two guys on my bus. They're not comics. They never heard Skanks for the Members. So I played it for them, and getting to watch them watch it. Hey, you get to go back through it and catch all the little stuff that I made, I forgot or I didn't catch. But then also getting to watch them watch it, which is the most. Because you get to, like, just seeing someone laugh. People like that. People like sharing joy.
Yeah.
And they want to go, I want to just see you laugh at this.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh even more, because then I'm happy. And it's a beautiful thing.
Especially when they're laughing for the first time, never heard the jokes. So even though you know the jokes are coming, you get to laugh extra because they're laughing with it.
And you're like, you're not even to the part.
Right.
And you're watching him lose it, and you're like, you don't even know what's about to come.
Well, that was Attell back when he was doing Insomniac. So he was touring around the country, getting hammered every night. And that was a wild, different Attell.
I saw that Attell at the beginning when I first moved to New York.
What year did you start?
I started in 2003, but then I moved to New York in 04.
And so you moved to New York like 1 year after you started. Where'd you start?
Chicago. I moved to Chicago and took a comedy class.
I was looking at that because I was thinking
In Chicago Comedy College.
Yeah,
Jim Ross. I still talk to the guys.
Comedy college.
Yeah, it just, I'm not against classes.
Yeah.
A lot of comics are, because it's just, I didn't know what to do. You don't know what to do. It's like, they're not teaching you how to make jokes, but you're like, you're so nervous, you're scared. I moved to a different city, I didn't know anybody, so it was nice to just go do it. And then I had a buddy that wanted to go to Second City, and he wanted to do improv.
Oh, just for
Nashville.
So straight from Nashville,
Yeah.
right to Chicago, and you're only there a year before you moved to New York.
I did comedy about a year. We ended up living there 2 years, but it was like I only did comedy about a year and a half there. But that was Pete Holmes was there, Kumail Nanjiani, Hannibal, Jared Logan, Nick Vatterott. I mean, it was TJ was
that's all I did.
yeah. We were all brand new. And then Pete moved to New York, and then I moved right after Pete. I barked with Pete. His show.
Explain Bark.
Like handing out, standing on the corner, just handing out flyers. So you just like, hey, we got a great comedy show tonight. And you just sit out there and you hand someone a flyer, and then they drop it on the ground in front of you. That's what barking is. You just basically, do you mind throwing this on the ground? And they go, yeah, I'll do it.
That's a thing that really only goes down in New York.
Yeah, it's like a business.
Really?
I think now they start hiring people, but when I did it, we did it for Boston Comedy Club, and my buddy Dustin Chafin, happy birthday, Dustin. Happy birthday to you, and say, both have birthdays today.
Boston was open in 2004?
Yeah.
Still?
It was right. I was there. I was at the very end of it. I got in. I would see Chappelle there every night. Chappelle's on the Chappelle shows right before Chappelle left.
Is that
But
what
he,
you sell?
because he would
walk about.
Yeah, because he would come. I saw Burr, Patrice, that's where I saw all those guys, and I went to their HBO One Night Stand tapings, and you saw them run sets, and you saw them, everybody kind of come up. Louis was probably the biggest, but it still wasn't insanely Louis-esque, but was like the one. Burr was like the one that you're watching, and he's like the first guy that you're like, I can't, we'd go watching the Carolines, and no one was there. Or not, no one's there, but it's half full. No one kind of know him from O&A or something. And then the next year is when it's HBO thing, and then you're it's sold out. The Carolinas you can't even. They were like, you can't come watch. And you're like, we were watching last, and they're like, yeah, well, everybody can come watch last. Now you can't. It's too full, and it'd be too crowded.
Yeah.
And so he was watching him just blow up.
That's a very fortunate thing that we have, and it's really good for young comics to watch someone blow up. Because then, if it ever does happen to you, you kind of understand what happens, the process of it all. You get to see what it's like when someone.
You get to see it's possible.
Yeah, you see it's possible.
Because you're that dude was just here.
Right.
And now he's not.
Because we always tend to think about people as being a static state. If you run into Chris Rock, you assume he's always been Chris Rock.
Yeah.
But if you knew Chris Rock when he was just starting out, you go, oh, this is the process.
I see.
This is possible
How much is
for everybody.
I
just saw a clip today about with Chris talking about New Jack City, saying that when him and Ice-T were
I love it.
reading
I
lines
love the color.
at the table, and they didn't have, I guess, a star, and it's for Wesley Snipes, and then they got Wesley Snipes, and Wesley Snipes wasn't, they didn't know who he wasn't famous, but then once Wesley Snipes started reading the line, they were like, oh, this movie's going to be real, it's going to be huge, and he wasn't huge, but they could tell that oh, this dude's different.
Yeah.
Really?
And it's that was that's Chris Rock and Ice-T, who are not Chris Rock and Ice-T, and then they're even oh, they're just dudes reading at a table.
Do you want
And
me
then
to
they
wait
see
till
Wesley
tomorrow
Snipes.
and
Like,
come
oh,
back?
yeah, this movie's about to be huge.
Oh, he's a
It-
bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes can act his ass off.
What about one of these
He had
round
power,
ones?
you know? He was great as Blade. I really wish they would bring Blade back.
What did
I know
he?
they're bringing it back with a new actor, but god damn it, Wesley Snipes was good.
Wesley Snipes is.
He was good.
great action.
Good
No,
Blade.
the second-
Yeah, very fun.
second-
Apparently, though, he went off the rails.
How
He
much
went
was
a little
it?
this
nutty.
one is-
Because Patton Oswalt has a whole bit about doing Blade
This
3
one is
with Wesley
odd.
Snipes.
Same thing. When you fill
Wesley
it,
Snipes is like
once it's
allegedly
inside,
imbibing
I
in
like
certain,
Very
you know, controlled substances.
Yeah.
Whilst in this trailer, it just was like, is out of
Okay,
control.
and that's
And
kind of just
fucked
like
up
a
the whole
long skin
vaping
on
of
it.
it. What Pat
How
has
about
like a
one of
whole
those?
bit,
How about I
like
get
a
one of
whole
those?
chunk that he did on filming
Okay.
Blade 3.
If you met Wesley Snipes, it'd be wild. Like to be around him and
Okay,
just
that one.
because
I'll take
those
that one.
those guys are so
Okay.
famous.
I was supposed to
So
fight
this
him.
one,
Really?
Yeah. I was supposed to,
You don't
Wesley
need
Snipes
juice,
was about to
do
go to
I
jail
do
for
tomorrow.
taxes. And they were
Yeah.
trying to figure out a way to
I'm
make
on
money.
Social Security.
And they
so I don't
came
have
to
any-
this guy, Camel
Really?
McLaren, who was one of the original producers of the UFC. And they
So let me show
wanted
you how to
Wesley
fill this
Snipes
spot.
to fight Jean-Claude Van Damme. This was their idea. To have like a fight, an actual.
How old are they at this point? Like,
Well, you
Wesley's
gotta
older than
remember
me.
the pod
I was in my
called the
30s at the time, so I could assume he was in. I was probably 35, so I could assume he was in his late 30s or early 40s.
yeah.
You know, he's still fit,
See
but
where the
about to go
juice
to
goes
jail.
in?
You know, like he needed money,
yeah.
and we're supposed to have a UFC fight.
Yeah.
I trained for it for like 6 months.
Allergies
It was
are
crazy.
You were gonna fight him.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go in and, you know.
Because wait, John Von, he didn't want to do
I
it.
got it.
They didn't want Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
They were
He was
like,
smoking
he's
cigarettes
the-
3.5
he's not-
years
nobody
ago.
buys
That was
it.
amazing.
And that's
Like
why
an
I had to
MMA
do
fight.
Yeah, it was gonna be an
Oh,
MMA.
really?
Yeah.
And he's a big MMA.
I don't
Like,
he's really good at karate.
I don't know.
The thing is, like, I don't think he'd ever competed before.
So once you fill
You
up
know,
the
like
juice,
I hadn't competed in more than 10 years,
once you
but
know, you have
I
to
did have
seal
3
this,
kickboxing
make
fights,
sure
and I
it's
had
all
like
the way
100
down.
taekwondo fights. Like I fought a lot.
Yeah.
Like I know
Oh,
how to
you did?
compete,
Yeah.
and so I know I would have been like super nervous. But he
This
doesn't
one's
know
got the
jujitsu.
charger down
Like
here.
what he knows doesn't. You know, at
When
the
it's
time
in
I don't
this
know if I was a
sticker
black
off the
belt yet.
bottom,
I was no, I don't think I was.
do
I
a
was a brown
couple
belt.
of
But I was,
suctions on it
I was
right
like, I'm
now.
gonna
Like
strangle
2,
this
3
dude.
little
Yeah,
If I
for
get a
sure.
hold of
Younger, and you're
40
so
right?
much closer to all the like competing and all this kind of stuff. And then he's fighting from the stance.
It's a lot of things. It's the fact that I'd competed, the fact that I was pretty good at striking. And there was also like, if I got a hold of him, if I grab him, he's dead. I was like, if a brown belt jiu-jitsu who's really strong gets a hold of you, you're the same size as him. He's actually like a little smaller. So if I got a hold of
And
him,
now,
Dude, that would have been
this
unreal.
is automatic. You don't have to press
That's-
unless
buttons.
he knocked me out, that was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I used to have
just a
one of
blade.
those.
So
At least it's
give it a
blade.
couple of quick
Yeah.
hits right now.
I mean, what were they gonna do? Like pay per view?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it just
gonna
didn't
be
happen.
Like,
It just.
you know, like CM Punk fought in the
Yeah.
Oh,
UFC.
it's not turned on.
Could have been one of those deals.
And then so, y'all had done it at the UFC.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah, the UFC was on board.
You know what? It's
I
got a
put
charge.
Warriors
You want to
involved.
wait 5 minutes?
It was we went through a whole series of things. Like it was at first it was supposed to be 50-50, like 50-50 split.
Yeah.
And I said fine. And then he changed it again and said, you know, I don't remember what
Red Bulls are
his
$3,
stipulation
but
was. Like he wanted 60-40.
you want to buy
And I said,
one?
I don't. And
I
like
was gonna say
the
you
lawyers
have
were like, you know, should
sorrow,
we push
water,
back,
Red
this and that. Like, what do you want to do? I go, I'm gonna fucking strangle this guy. So give him the money.
Yeah.
He's gonna need the money. I go, it doesn't matter. It's not that much money.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you know, like the difference, whatever the difference was.
Yeah.
I was training twice a day, every day. I was kickboxing with Rob Kamen. So going with Rob Kamen in the mornings, who was a legendary Holland kickboxer, and I would train with him. And he was taking me through his striking system, and I was sparring and kickboxing. And then after I did that, I would go to jiu-jitsu at night. I was fucking
What up with you,
exhausted
bro?
all the time. I couldn't believe how
how tired I was all the time. I was just so tired.
How close did it get before they
Pretty
pulled it?
fucking close.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Like we were trying to figure out when it would happen.
What's
Like,
that?
would it be December,
I text you on the phone?
November, like what it
Oh,
was.
what's
And so
that?
I was
That's
just
you.
constantly training, just trying to get in shape. I'm like, I'm gonna get ahead of this.
Yeah, I can look
And
it
so,
up on the price, but all I have
It
is
got
two
down
reviews,
to, I forget what the final
So if you
fucking
wanna
straw
take
that
one
broke the
and one,
camel's back was when we backed down.
give you a
But
10% off.
I gave him everything he asked for. Every time they tried to change things, I said, okay.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna
Not
screw
at the moment,
I'm
I
give
got
him.
orders, but still.
Just I just don't want to lose him. I'm like, if he wants to do this, like I was
Do you
so
have an empty
obsessed.
bottle anywhere?
And then once it was over, I was like, I'm glad I didn't do that. Because then I would have had to fight. Like, what if I had that fight and it went well, and then someone else wants to fight, and then I'm doing the Jake Paul thing.
Yeah.
That shit will consume you. Because fighting is not something. First of all, it's not something you're gonna do great your first fight back. Because I would have fought and I would have said, my timing was off. I felt like I got a little too nervous. I need like the experience. Like the more active you are, if you're competing, the more you get comfortable with competing. So the more it feels like a normal thing. Like Daniel Cormier was actually just talking about that in one of the past UFCs about a guy that had taken 2 years off because he had like a significant injury and there's a bunch of other shit that happened. And he's like, that is so hard to do. He goes, when you fight a lot, it's like you go in there, it's just like a normal thing you do. Like you're in there, you're fighting, normal. I fought 2 months ago, normal. You just go through your camp and you're in there. But for me, I mean, it would have been like over 10 years. So I would have probably been like a little sketchy, like a little like, whoa, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? But then once you do it, then you get the experience and you go, you know what, I was a little nervous doing that, let me do that again. And then I don't think I showed my full potential, let me do that again. And I would probably said like, look, I'm in my 30s, I was about 35, 36. I only got like a couple years left where I could physically do this and compete with, you know, legit martial arts. You can like a couple more fights. Then I would have probably tried to fight some other celebrity / big mouth character. And then I would have been, who knows what I would have, I probably would have got brain damage more.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to hear you'd be just, you'd be talking to you now, and you'd be like, hey Joe, you alright, buddy?
It's fine.
He's just fighting just random people. That's wild that almost, I could see that if you don't fight for 2 years. I mean, that's what we're talking about with comedy.
Oh yeah.
When you don't go up and you're not being funny and regularly being funny, then you lose that.
What's the most time you've ever taken off?
I don't even know. Should be like COVID. That should have been answered. I took off that whole. But even that had to be a month or two.
Good charge.
That's how
I
you
just
took
took
off during COVID?
No, I guess more. I should say more. What about it's like, I don't believe in COVID, so I never took any time off. It's the most comedy I've ever done. I think one of the biggest years of 2020. The most sense I've ever done.
That's plenty of
First day. Yeah, I go, it was wide open, dude. I was trying to get off. No one was lighting me. No one was there. And then, during COVID, that was definitely the most time I took off. Whatever it was, I guess a few months, I don't know exactly. And then stuff would be, have like an outdoor thing, and then I did the drive-in tour. So we had that set up pretty quickly, and then I went and did those, and then so I was doing 3-4 cities a night. And my special I taped outside. So he's like, you just adjusted to.
I never did drive-in shows. Did you
I
like
liked them.
those?
I love, dude. One of my,
I loved them.
I love them. It was. Do you want to go do them? I don't want to go do them all the time.
Right. You
It's
wouldn't want
not.
to do it now.
No. I'm doing amphitheaters right now. And those have been. I like them.
Some of them are great.
Some of them are
great.
So far, they've been
I
awesome.
heard Red Rocks is the shit.
I have
Bird
not.
loved it.
Yeah.
Bird loved it.
Oh yeah, Red Rocks. I think.
Bird just filmed a special there.
Yeah. Red Rocks is legend. Like, and then, but then some of these, like I'm going to Wisconsin Dells. I'm leaving tonight at midnight to just start driving it on the bus, and then I'll do that Saturday. And then, so I like the outdoors because you can hear it's just going to do different things.
Right.
Like the drive-in theaters was like, all right, well if I'm going, I might as well just go see what it is. I want to, you want to see your acts kind of go through everything, and they're like, I'll go. I have a lot of grandmothers come to my shows, and they love me. I do really good with grandmothers. I don't think there's much being made that they could go to.
Certainly not stand-up comedy.
No, no. That's the goal. I'm trying to be only grandmothers. Shows are at 8:30 a.m. That's the late show.
Usually, when a stand-up comedian catches fire, it's because they're seen as dangerous. They're saying the things others don't have the nerve to say, about subjects others don't want to talk about, in language others would never use. I'm thinking of stars like Richard Pryor.
You know, because you live around white people in the country, anything could happen. Not that I don't trust white people, it's just that in the night, you know what I mean?
Amy Schumer.
I can't believe I have the honor of being the final host before the midterm elections.
Dave Chappelle.
I respect everybody's beliefs, except Amish people.
Nate Bargatze has risen to superstar status by doing something completely different.
When I started comedy, some comics would be like, well, I'm not for everybody. And I'd be like, why would you not want to be for everybody?
He's low-key and clean, and his comedy traffics in highly relatable stories about the foibles of family life, his confusion with modern living, and his own lack of smarts.
I looked up like the most popular books. It was like Christina Agathy. Is that her name? It's like an author.
Agatha Christie. Yeah.
Agatha Christie. So I was backwards.
Wait, that wasn't just a bit, Christina Agathy?
No, I thought that's what it was.
It's an approach that's working. He had the highest grossing comedy tour of 2024. He's also found a new audience by hosting Saturday Night Live.
Look, if you're at home, I'm as shocked as you are that I'm here.
And now he's branching out to a new area with his upcoming book titled Big Dumb Eyes, Stories from a Simpler Mind. That kind of self-deprecation is a trademark of his.
High school, I got pushed into a wall head first, and it took him 3 class periods to figure out I had a concussion. That's how much I was bringing to the table.
But as I learned, it's actually masking some surprisingly bold ambition. I'm David Marchese, and here's my interview with Nate Bargatze.
Point two?
It's interesting.
Point two?
Oh, yeah.
The point two is, I bought the 1.5s from the other place I ran with it. They're like 89, 80 to 70.
I only have the 1.5.
Yeah, so I need to. So I have those already.
Yeah. What's the whole thing out? We do. We've been backordered on everything. We're waiting for the. This is the .25 dual. It's just got 2 chambers on the inside. It's like a tighter draw. It's really good.
Oh, but it'll fit this one?
Yeah. It's a Z-series. Any Z-series fits like that.
Oh, that's a neat.
You see how it has 2 bolts?
Yeah. Yeah.
So those ones, it's tighter and quicker. It gives you a faster draw.
You run that like 40, 50 watts?
Recommended 45. Goes like 65, so.
I usually run like 50 to 60. Usually. Right now I have a 65, usually like 70 to 80, 90 watts. I don't even use them that much. But I can't. I don't like that one. Well, this is like an 80, 90 watt, 1.5. So I was running it at 65. If I run it at 50, normally I run it at 50. If I run it at 50, I feel like it's not really strong. But if I run it at 70, 80, it kind of burns it. I don't know. I don't know. Can I see that the 1.5 real quick? Because it looks just expensive.
Well, it's gonna look different, but it's a Z-coil.
Yeah, it's the same stuff.
That's made for like 10 years.
Yeah, a lot of the kids are okay. That's why you don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come to the track. Well, this is clean here right now, right?
Yeah, just buy one, try them out.
How much are they?
$5. I wouldn't suggest buying the whole pack if you don't like them.
Right.
Yeah, I got some.
Me too. Corn flop?
Oh, yeah, yeah. You want the
No, I don't know.
Okay. So 1098. If you ever need juice, bro, we're loading up our discount bin. We gotta clear a bunch of stuff out.
Dude, what happened to the whole law on that shit? Did we stop it? And I heard it was like, you weren't doing it, now they're doing it again or something.
Yeah, that's why we're kind of like just trying to get rid of everything quick.
So they're not, you guys are gonna be selling stuff anymore.
Selective things, not everything like before. Before we had everything, you know? Now we go and get a fan.
So you're not even gonna get that frozen tuna or anything.
Well, I got it on the order, so I should be able to get it. I can
get
at least that one.
Buy it up, you know what I mean?
That's your jam, huh?
The only one, I mean, I'm weird, man, like that. Like, you know, some people like what they like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't, I tried to, I used to have a drawer at home just full of juices. Like, should I try it? 'Cause I don't like it?
Dude, you know what? I threw away a bottle. You want to empty out the juice? You want it?
You got an empty bottle?
Just throwing stuff out. You got to do one up there. Yeah, I got a couple in here. You want to empty them out and then fill up yours?
Is it, yeah, which one is it? I mean, I have a bottle at work. I have one.
We're going to wash it off? We'll dump it out. Or are you going to, if you have a bottle at work?
Yeah, I have a bottle with me. Yeah, I'll use that.
Pop the top.
Yeah, I do that. And usually what I do is I always have like a little bit left over, and I always save like every last drop of the free. Like I had like 12 bottles with like this much left, and I think I get like a half a bottle out of it.
That's good, dude.
Yeah, I always save like the little things, the shit people throw away, I keep it just in case.
That's resourceful, bro.
Yeah, because I know the free's hard to get a hold of, man. So it's like,
3 milligrams in the middle 2 shells.
oh, this one here?
Yeah, middle 2 or 3s. Bottom row is 6.
And how much are these ones?
$10 or 3 for 20.
The only reason I hate getting out of juice is because once I put it in my foil, then I have to change my foil again, you know?
Yeah, don't do it, bro.
It tastes horrible when I put my other stuff back in, you know?
Don't even do it if you're not if you already got your flavor, you know? Because it will mix it up. What up, James? What's good, bro? Year. Oh my gosh. I freaking threw 2 trash bottles today in this trash can, and I missed them both. I feel like a freaking loser.
Alright, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to try this one right now.
Dude, good to see you, bro.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, you too.
Peace out. What's up, bro? What got you after it? What kind? Disposable?
Yeah.
I have, you know, it's kind of, there's a shortage right now. So I got Los Angeles here, I got the new Pachamamas and the Blues. You use any of those?
I use nothing before.
Oh yeah, the Los Mary. I have those. These are the same company, but they're the fatter ones. They double the size. 26 the size. So $35,000. The last one. No more promos on the road. It's a shortage. So it's 26 plus fats. That's the best deal right now. Yeah, for the size, the flavor, the brand. Everybody buys these now. Those are a little bit less, a little bit 25.
And you turn it off?
You just let it sit.
Yeah. You don't have to debug it turn it off.
Oh yeah, you have to go. I don't know if it's off.
No, you can't put one on it.
Yeah, this has like a stick.
Same thing.
Yeah, on the bottom.
Yeah.
So high, low, medium, and
Yeah, yeah.
ice or no ice?
Very light.
Got grape ice, blue has ice, got mint, got candy, got fruits. So serve with no ice. But you can still use it with ice. It's crazy right now, bro.
What is that? Fucking bad area.
Well, it's like mixed candy, mixed fruit candy. Well, it's mixed fruit, but it's got like berries or tastes like candy. A lot of people get it for like candy. So.
I have get like cherry.
Thank you, man.
Like cherry or something.
Quite like it. A lot of people buy it. It's like a wine, but sweet.
Is that strawberry what? The nickel?
I don't know, $1. This is strawberry shortcake. It's like cake frosting. It's sweet, bro.
Okay.
Tropical bloom. It's like mixed fruit.
You do that one.
Last one. All right. What else, my man?
That's it, man.
This thing caught my shirt 3 times and ripped it. I think they're pissing me off right now. All right, brother. 28.54. Bottom middle, exactly. Looks good, man. Ready for the weekend?
Yeah.
Looks good, bro. Any parties or what?
No, nothing crazy, man.
Yeah, just keep
Chill,
it simple.
Yeah.
How do you have good news, bro?
Huh?
You know the good news?
No? What's up?
Jesus, he loves you, bro.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
That's good, dude.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
All right, thank you.
See you later. Yup. Dude, we're not doing shit today, man. Excuse my French. I got nothing going on, bro. I waste time, bro. Wasting my time.
So hot, I had to come to my car real fast. Like, I need AC real fast before I sit out there for 3 hours. So hot, I had to come to my car real fast. Like, I need AC real fast before I sit out there for 3 hours. But I'm so excited. My boyfriend comes tomorrow. Oh my god, it's like I have butterflies. So excited because we're going to Hard Summer. I was so sad because they sold out, right? And I told him, like, we're just going to go to, like, the little dumb one in LA or whatever. And he calls me, he's like, I found tickets. And, like, I love that he loves what I love. Because raving is all I ever love. I don't know if you're okay.
exactly a kilo. Here is a kilo of gold, but this kilo is worth $89,000.
That's right. Ginger and I still enjoy the same simple things we always did. Like listening to Frank Sinatra.
Oh, do you prefer his albums or tapes?
No, Frank just sits at the foot of the bed and sings his greatest hits, that's all.
We all fall in love for different reasons. We're supposed to have fat ankles. The way they rested on those little. Yeah, laugh if you can. That's what I'm talking about. Goals up.
I'm gonna be a grandpa. This is actually the best thing I've ever seen. What's up, guys? So I've been getting a lot of requests for updates on the dark web shoe situation. I'm really sorry, but right now I don't think I can post anything about it. I don't think I can even really explain why I can't post anything about it. I'm still waiting to hear back about that. I promise you, it's a good reason, and if you knew why, I would understand. But for now, you just gotta trust me. I'll post something as soon as I can. What's up, guys? So I've been getting a lot of requests for updates on both of these.
Respect to Harlem, he came out swinging. He came out mashing the gas, but the thing about gas is you throw it on the fire, you're liable to get burned. Respect.
Okay, whoever owns this site on the dark web is definitely watching my videos. Because as soon as I posted that my name had been added to the site, it went offline again. If you don't know, I bought some shoes off a super shady site on the dark web. A bunch of weird stuff happened after that, but yesterday I saw that they had added my name to the site and it said coming soon. And my shoes were listed at like $75,000, so I'm not sure what that means. As you guys know, I couldn't post about this for a little while. Yesterday I was reached out to by someone who was looking into this. I actually did not contact them. They reached out to me. To reiterate, I actually did not contact them. It sounds like one of you guys well, it actually sounds like a lot of you guys contacted them. For the most part, I'm allowed to keep posting whatever I want. I'm just strongly discouraged from posting certain aspects of it. And I got clarification about what I could post yesterday, which is why I was like, I owe everyone a little bit of an update. And I actually went on the site to show everyone that the site was still down, but yesterday it wasn't, and my name was on there. Today on stream I was planning on showing what my actual listing said when we clicked it, because the site's down now, so I think what I'm going to do instead is show the Luminol video that I recorded with the second weeks, right before I heard that I had to stop posting for a little bit. It was obviously one of the things that everyone keeps asking to see, but I cannot show that, and I can't really talk about it.
Vape rack.
I'm gonna be a grandpa.
Panchamamas? What's that?
I'm gonna be a grandpa.
7% is what
Oh no, we don't have that, bro. We're changing this to a toy store. There's not really any more vapes. Are you local? Oh, okay. You can stop by. I mean, we're getting rid of a lot of stuff, but come through, see if you like anything we have. All right.
Reading articles about you over the the last couple of years since your career has really taken off and you hit a new level. And the writers of those articles always try and explain why you've gotten so big. But what's your hunch about
Yo, what up, Jake?
Oh, you should see Eli today, G.
What's good? Oh, yeah?
Oh, dude.
No way.
Oh my gosh. Who, Isaac? Oh, wow. Oh.
Dude, I know. Yesterday you dropped down, did push-ups out of nowhere. Yeah. Dude, that's freaking cool, bro. Kids? He hasn't even tapped into his aggressiveness. It's just doing it naturally. Really? Really? Oh my gosh, you're innocent. Yeah, Isaac's gonna be a dangerous player when he gets his rhythm too, bro. Like one of the, he's gonna be one of those guys that just beat people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can tell just by seeing just by that, you know what I mean? You can really tell. Yeah, bro, but this is,
Are you guys done with practice?
Hey, Jake, keep emphasizing the computer should be ready tomorrow or Monday. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. All I need for you is to give me the items to sell. I don't know, you know what I mean? I've really just been waiting for you to give me. But the pricing is like, whatever I find on eBay is always less than what you want. Well, just, you gotta give me an item and then tell me how to sell it for me. I'll do it.
Hey, how's it going? What's up?
It's fine. How are you?
Good, good. What can I get for you? Yeah, there's like, there's kind of a short along, but how
I know. Forever.
Yeah. These are new, these are the Los Angeles, these are good.
The last thing I had was the one with the stone.
Those Central?
It had a squishy.
I don't even know what that is. We have it here?
No.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we have that one. It sounds cool. though.
They added it, yeah, it's like they added a full on like stick. How are those?
They're pretty good. They're new. Just found them. Cool. Yeah. I'm fine. Yeah. Strawberry cherry. That's not. What's up, bro? How are you? We have grape ice, mojito, orange passion ice, and beer. And then I'll bring you up over here. First time here?
Play across the street a lot.
Where? Scratch?
Yeah.
What, music or pool?
Cool.
Oh, dope. That's cool. I haven't been there in years. Ever since like high school.
It's like
Yeah.
right there. It's like super chill right now.
Yeah,
Do you
I
guys
like it.
also have any white rabbits?
What is that? Oh, Kratom? I have like feel free or like these
No.
shots. The
I've
white
heard
rabbits.
horrible things about these.
Yeah. The only thing is there's the store they're converting it to like a collectible shop. They're not dumpster stuff.
Oh, okay.
That sucks.
Yeah, let's see.
Let me see it.
Oh. Dang, I haven't been carded in years.
But really?
Oh shit,
Look
my
young.
card is at Scratch.
Oh,
I'm
really?
renting the table.
What year you born?
96, 23rd.
I got you. It's all good. Since you know Scratch.
Yeah, and I'm literally renting the table.
Alright, what was your name?
Karen?
Peter, nice to meet you. Alright, Karen, see you around. Thanks. What up, bro? This one? Alright, you want to do another one? Save $1? Sure. Awesome, brother. All right, have a good one. How's it going?
Dream, I had a boom last time.
Those are the biggest ones on the side of the road.
That's not too bad, I like the side of the road. Yeah, we get that, we get the third one up. What other foot is as far as the food, oh, you get an example that day.
These are all the seasons.
Yeah, it's the one I had last time, bro. Alright. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it works.
It fucking, it does a trick, huh?
You want to get two of them? Save $2?
No, right, it's all good.
Okay, cool. 24 feet. Finishing up work today?
Yeah. Another week by that there.
Yeah, man. Work is good.
Yeah.
Making that money.
Yeah, that's fair, sir. Alright, buddy. Cheers, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Oh my gosh. This thing's gotta be off right now.